So to begin with, I actually have a question. Are you listening? Did you mean I was talking about myself? Do you mean I said, are you listening to me? Yeah? No? I'm asking, are you listening to yourself, to your heart? Do you do that often? Good. So, the next question. Are you listening to the request of love? What I mean by request of love is the one that resides within us, within each one of us, right? The one that is asking you, the one that is asking you permission to express yourself, the whole of yourself. Because very seldom we give ourselves the permission to express what we feel, what we are going through, our emotions in any way, and completely be with that. Because we are also told growing up, or even as adults, in all of the spaces, mostly to shut up, mostly to not express yourself, to mostly to behave in a certain way. So what happens is a lot of our expressions are just withheld. And that love, that space that you have within you, it's telling you, it's requesting, it's whispering and requesting you to express yourself. So today, I want to request you all to give yourself the permission to express yourself so that we do not forget to do that, to remember to do that. And while we are doing that, I'll take you through some of the elements of expressing ourselves, right? Yeah. So what are the elements of our expression? Well, we are here to talk about, we all know what the theme is. So the element of expression I want to take you through resides within you. So let's connect, reconnect with that and express. When you say, I understand, right? Or you want to be understood. Our expressions are of varied thoughts, like the air. We are breathing them in, we are breathing them out. And can you guys hear that? So in a wind, you need to close your eyes and you need to feel it. So similarly, the expression of air within you asks you to listen to it. Listen to that whispers in the quiet, to breathe in, to say, it's okay, I understand you. It's okay, I get it, and to bring out the bright and flamboyant colors, and even the dark and the shallow expressions that we have. And some of these expressions we are very easily accepting it, and some we do not, and that is absolutely okay. But we take all of it, all of that we have, the ones that we accept and the ones that we do not, we embrace it and we put it into a space within ourselves. Right? We put all of it into a space within ourselves. And we know that that's not it. That's not it. That's not the only expression that we are holding on to. So we have something deeper we want to dive in. Maybe darker. Maybe something that gets us all into a space where maybe not very safe at first by ourselves. You do not feel that at first. And it forces you to open up the treasure chest of all the baggages, of all the hurts, of all the pain, all the agony that you have possibly expressed, that you have experienced and buried deep down. And why do we want to do that? To heal. So when you start diving deep within this particular space of expression, that is the water, the oceanic being of yourself, what you start to do is you start to heal yourself. You start to understand how I can heal myself from probably that heartbreak or from probably that tragic event or that loss, anything, because as humans we go through so many things and we drink up that salty tears and more of it so we can and go beyond the maze of thoughts, uprise and ready. To rise above the horizon of our depths and shine bright like the sun, we again have come out, maybe not completely healed, but a little bit, a little better. At least we know the spaces that we require to be healed. And we take all of that and put it again in a space deep, deep within us. And we are there, we know it, we are much aware. So the two elements of ourselves, understanding and healing, we have come way forward in that, in those two expressions. Right? And with this, we want to sing, we want to say, I create. We're burning, we're still hurting, by the way. We're still hurting. We're ready for anything now, but we're still hurting. We still have that pain, that flame, but we want to direct that flame into the fury of glory, of freedom within. Upon the horizon, beyond the thoughts of air and the scars under the water, we strive to create. So with this flame, we start to create a new world, first within ourselves. This is the power of expression. So when you have identified after the depth, what you do is you take that pain and you convert that into passion. Because what lies ahead of it is passion, if you strive to go there. And then we come ablaze in love to create a new world within. And sing, I create, until it echoes the years of the first creator. Right? And then you take that, and then you still don't know, but it's going somewhere deep within you, and you're putting it all in that space. We don't know what that space is. You're putting it all right there. Now, the question of who am I? What is my purpose? All of these things that we ask ourselves are slightly answered because you have arrived at a space where you're creating from within. And then you go on to say, I believe. Because you start to trust and believe in yourself a little differently. Because for the very first time, after a very long time, we become rooted in our hearts. We trust ourselves. We trust ourselves deeply in our passion that flames through us, through that scars that we don't necessarily identify with anymore, but we know that they're there and we have accepted it and understood it much deeply. And in our healing, we become mountains of joy. In our expressions, we become one, right? This is the point where you start understanding the value of shared vulnerabilities. How many times has it happened that with your peer group you have mostly connected because of something that's gone wrong, then something that's gone right, right? That's because you start believing in yourself, trusting in yourself so much that you open up. This is the space when you arrive at this element within yourself, you open up, walking the land far and wide without a doubt or a fear that can grip your feet and pin your freedom to this earth. And then you say, we say, I believe. I believe as we march on in complete self-belief and we thrive. And all of that belief, that trust, that faith that we have within ourselves, we take that and we put that too into a space. We put it into a space that we hold within ourselves. Now, we don't know what this space is. Most of us don't know. We do not have a name for it, but we all know we have it, and we all are waiting to fill that space. And by identifying, by expressing each element of yourself within yourself, by arriving at, I believe, you put all of it into that space. Now, what is that space? That space is when you are proudly able to say to yourself, I love, right? The space that you hold within yourself is love. It's the ether of love. It is the vastness with the power of binding all the elements, every expression, every emotion, the past, the present, and the future, all simultaneously together, and merge it into our expressive elements, into a collective expression of love, for love, to love. The ether of romance that we seek, romance in romantic relationship, romance in friendship, romance just with ourselves, and in the most mundane stuff, maybe Netflix and chilling with yourself or your pet, right? And the abundance of love that we can create, all of that resides within us, awaiting for us to experience and arrive at the space of expression within ourselves, authentically to express and to arrive. And in mellow tone, the ether of us, in all of us, right? So much space, guys, even after expressing, so much space. The ether of love then becomes a request, the whispering, the mellow whispering within us. It's just there. So now I ask again, are you listening? Are you listening to the ether of love that speaks to you? It's okay if you have not yet arrived at it. It is a long journey. I am myself still on the path. But in this journey of my own expression, I realized and I arrived at a space of putting that expression somewhere, right? So you're like, what do I do? Do I just talk about this expression? How do I do it? What to do about it? Okay, we spoke about fire, we spoke about creating. Where do I put it? So all of these are the questions that we have. We don't know what to do with it. So I started writing. And I reached a point where I started writing for people. Then I realized the power of self-expression through poetry. It could be any art that you want to follow. It could be painting, it could be crochet, it could be anything that you want to do. But what happens with poetry is a pen and a paper is easily available art material for all of us, and the resources in our subconscious is infinite. And with that resource and with a little bit of courage and faith in us, in ourselves, there is nothing that cannot create magic when you pen it down. So today I've been conducting workshops for individuals and for corporates about self-expression with poetry as a medium, because it is our right to express. Yeah, now that's correct. It is our right to express, so we write. Now if you have to write somebody something romantically that you feel, what do? You take a pen and paper, you write that love letter, right? I mean, and then you say, okay, fine, I'm going to do this. I know that you probably type it down too, which is also perfectly good. So yeah, having said that, having taken you through a brief of what I do, and hoping that you all will continue to express yourself infinitely, fearlessly, and with all the love in your heart, I will leave you today with all my love.